Hello people, in this video let us look at this question. Classify cartilaginous joints with examples asked only for 3 marks. What are they asking? Cartilaginous joints you have to classify, okay, with example. So under joints you have fibrous joints, cartilaginous joints, synovial joints. In this video they are asking you only about cartilaginous joints. That means the joining material in the middle is what? Cartilage. That is the fevicol. What is the fevicol here? The cartilage. Okay, that's why it's called as cartilaginous joint. Now based on the type of cartilage, it could be either hyaline cartilage or fibrocartilage, right? So you have primary cartilaginous joints and secondary cartilaginous joints. Okay, so basically here you have very medical terms here: synchondrosis and symphysis. This guy didn't commit any sin, looks like. Okay, synchondrosis and symphysis. Okay, so cartilaginous joints, what is the fevicol? Cartilage. So what are the two types? You have the primary cartilaginous joint and the secondary cartilaginous joint. The primary guy is called as synchondrosis and the secondary guy is symphysis. Okay. Now, majorly you have covered. Now you have to understand exactly what they are telling you. See, cartilaginous joint also have another word called as amphiarthrosis. What is it? Amphiarthrosis. Amphiarthrosis. This means some kind of a blend between here and there. That's why amphi I'm feeling. So it is between this fibrous and synovial. No, that's why. Okay. Amphiarthrosis, remember. So in this, what and all types you have? You have the primary cartilaginous joints and the secondary cartilaginous joints. Primary is called as what? Synchondrosis. And the secondary is called as what? Symphysis. What are the examples for primary cartilaginous joints? Like between the epiphysis and the diaphysis, this is immovable. This cartilaginous joint is the primary cartilaginous joint. Okay, it will have some hyaline cartilage. It is what? Immovable. Primary cartilaginous joint example also we told you between the epiphysis and the diaphysis. Okay, coming to the secondary cartilaginous joint, also called as symphysis. Example, you have pubic symphysis and also the intervertebral disc, right? Between two bones you have intervertebral disc. So this is cartilaginous joint, secondary cartilaginous joint. These allow some movement. Which allows some movement? The secondary cartilaginous joint allows some movement. Why? Because they have fibrocartilage in the middle and this is compressible. So actually when you hear the word fibro, no, you will feel this is not actually movable. Actually, if you're understanding, it is fibrocartilage, okay, but they are saying it is allowing slight movement. Why? Because this fibrocartilage is compressible. Okay, so you got examples also. Now let us go into little more detail. In case they ask for 5 marks, what will you write? Primary cartilaginous joints, also called as what? Synchondrosis. What does it have? It has hyaline cartilage. We already told you. So what is there? There is a fevicol is what? Hyaline cartilage. So what is it? It's immovable and it is strong, they're saying. So where do you find it? Like already I told you one example between the epiphysis and the diaphysis. Okay, the growth plate. Isn't this the growth plate? Yeah, long bone. Okay, so basically these joints are temporary in nature because after certain age, what will happen? This will get replaced by bone synostosis. What is this? Synostosis. After some time, this cartilage will not be there. After your, if you take your X-ray at 16 years and then you take your X-ray at some 25 years, you will see that here what gap you're seeing in X-ray at 25 years, you will not see that gap because this cartilage has become bone. What is this procedure called as? Synostosis and ostosis, you remember, because osteocytes are forming, right? Synostosis it is becoming. Synchondrosis is becoming what? Synostosis. Now, what are the examples of primary cartilaginous joint? We already know one. Which one? Between the epiphysis and the diaphysis. Very good. Then you have the spino-occipital joint. That is in the head, in your head you have a spino-occipital joint. So here is that skull guy. Somewhere inside here the sphenoid, some occipital at the back, some spino-occipital joint. Okay, people. Somewhere inside your head, in your head. It's all in your head. Okay, then first chondrosternal joint. Very specifically they are saying only the first one. That is the first chondro. chondro, that means between the cartilage and the sternum. So here you have the sternum. This is the cartilage. So the cartilage and the sternum, the first one only. So this one is a primary cartilaginous joint. That is, this one will become later bone, this joint. Okay. This cartilage will be there. Only this joint will become bone later. So this is important to know. This is primary cartilaginous joint. Okay. Then you have all the costochondral joints. I'm showing only right side. All of these are also primary cartilaginous joints. All these also become bone later. One more is there down. Can I move the... One more is there down. Okay. So these are all what? Costochondral joints. All of these are primary cartilaginous joints. And the first chondrosternal joint is also primary cartilaginous joint. So much you understood. Then you will be like, then what is the other chondrosternal joints? What are these? I'm marking only right side like I'm telling you again. What are these? These are actually synovial joints, they are saying. They allow movement. Synovial joints, they are saying they are. So when you inhale and exhale, you'll have some movement. Okay. So that should be allowed, right? So did you understand all the primary cartilaginous joints, people? So you have understood primary cartilaginous joints or what? Synchondrosis. Then later what will it become? Synchondrosis will become synostosis. Now let us move on to secondary cartilaginous joints. We already know. What is there here? Fibrocartilage. We know it is fibrocartilage. So basically these are covered by thin layer of hyaline cartilage united by a disc of fibrocartilage. So it is something like this. There is, I'm thinking bone, I'm writing bone on both sides. Thin layer of hyaline cartilage, which are actually united by fibrocartilage. So the fevicol here, what I want to say is fibrocartilage. This will allow compression. Okay. So it will permit limited movement. That is what it is. Okay, though the word fibrocartilage is there, remember it permits limited movement because of the compressible part of fibrocartilage. Okay, what are the examples? These joints are permanent. Obviously, it's permanent only, right? So now coming here, the examples are the pubic symphysis, manubriosternal joint, intervertebral joints between the vertebral bodies. Okay. So look at the manubriosternal joint between the manubrium and the body. Right. You have the manubriosternal joint, a very important landmark. So you should know what is there here. It is a fibrocartilage. So it is secondary cartilaginous joints. Remember, you start counting the ribs from this. This is a very important landmark, secondary cartilaginous joint it is. And then you have intervertebral joints between the between the vertebral bodies, right? What's happening? So this is what? This is secondary cartilaginous joint. This will always be like this only. If it fuses and it becomes bone later, what will happen? Then we cannot move only. Right, so it should, the whole point of secondary cartilaginous joint is that it should permit limited movement. Okay, super. So you have finished now whatever they asked, that is cartilaginous joint types with examples. Primary, that is synchondrosis, examples given between epiphysis, diaphysis, etc. Secondary cartilaginous joint or symphysis, example pubic symphysis. Okay.